On September 18, 2009, Adam Neumann and his wife Rebekah walk into WeWork's offices, unaware that the board had called an emergency meeting. A damaging news article has just been released accusing Adam of reckless leadership that has pushed the company toward disaster. The board members, no longer swayed by Adam's charm, are ready to remove him from the company he built.
We're ready to vote. Is there a motion for Tom's presentation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Seconded.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion is passed.
Out of your doors, open.
Rebekah, the board is going to kill the IPO. We personally taken $380 million out against our shares. $380 million, Rebekah.
Look at me.
$380 million.
Look at me. Look at me. Fear is a choice.
12 years earlier, Adam was struggling to find success. Every business idea he pitches is rejected, including an early concept for shared living spaces, a hint of what would later become WeWork. Just when it seems like another dead end, a man named Miguel takes interest.
And a woman's shoe with a collapsible heel that will disrupt the fashion industry. I'm a serial entrepreneur. All I need is some office space and a bit of seed funding. What do you think?
I think you're either going to be a billionaire or you're going to get arrested.
Adam, hey, I might not have $5 million, but I could get you cheap office space. In my building. In Brooklyn?
Brooklyn.
Jordan Parnas.
Miguel has access to cheap office space and invites Adam to see it for himself. Finally, someone who sees potential in Adam's wild ideas.
You're going to be the first billionaire to start in a supply closet. It'll make for a great story.
I don't want to be a billionaire. I want to be a trillionaire. Tell me the rent again.
$750 a month.
That same night, Adam attends a college party where he meets Rebekah. She immediately shuts him down, but Adam doesn't give up.
Whoa, hey, shalom.
I didn't catch your name.
Am I going to tell the mesh-wearing stranger who just followed me onto an elevator my name? No, I'm not.
I'm Adam Neumann. This is my party. See, we're not strangers anymore.
You're still wearing mesh.
Yeah, well, if I wasn't wearing mesh, won't you go on a date with me?
I don't date, thanks.
He tracks her down at a yoga class she teaches and wears her down until she agrees to dinner. The date, however, turns into an argument when Rebekah criticizes Adam's failed business ventures.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. You, my friend, are full of shit. Every word out of your mouth since you sat down has been a lie. You're sweating because you biked here. Your pants are wrinkled where you push them into your socks. Or you're not a health nut, you're a chain smoker. Your fingertips are stained and you reek of smoke, by the way. You only want to order appetizers because you're broke. And lastly, you're not late because you closed a big deal. You're late because you're an asshole.
Unfazed, Adam the next day defends her in front of her boss after learning about her financial struggles. Touched by his boldness, Rebekah changes her mind about him and the two share a passionate kiss.
Thank you for the drink.
Despite their growing relationship, Rebekah remains skeptical of Adam's ability to sell anything. She tells him he lacks genuine passion, a flaw that could hold him back. Taking her words to heart, Adam partners with Miguel to launch a new business.
You want to start the business with me?
Absolutely.
Do you want to know what it is?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's shared office space. Everything I pitched in class for concept living, but for the workplace.
While Miguel handles the logistics, Adam steps into the role of salesman. They pitch an idea called Green Desk, a shared workspace concept that catches the attention of an investor named Randall.
As promised, one 17-page deck right here. Green Desk.
Green Desk.
So, Green Desk is for eco-conscious clientele. We're talking about desk space, companies with a mind towards an eco-bent.
Eco-warriors.
Eco-warriors.
Focus on the future.
Exactly.
Sharing the planet.
I hate to admit, it's actually pretty impressive.
Adam's persuasive skills seal the deal, and soon the office is buzzing with activity. However, the timing is terrible. The 2008 housing crash hits, and after selling Green Desk to Randall for $500,000, Adam and Miguel are left struggling again. The sale was a temporary win that only delayed the inevitable crash.
Look, guys, we are still crawling out of the wreckage of the housing crash. We want big credit tenants. You two have credit scores like college kids. I'm not going to rent to you, and to be honest, I don't think anyone else is either. Go back to Dumbo, a market you know.
We signed a non-compete with our old partner. We can't go back to Brooklyn.
Well, now, that wasn't very smart.
Soon enough, a new opportunity arises. Adam and Miguel meet Yevgeny Rysakov, who owns a rundown office space in desperate need of renovation. Through flashy presentations, Adam convinces Rysakov to see the potential in the property. Against all logic, Rysakov agrees to invest $15 million and 18 cents in exchange for a third of their company, even though they don't yet have a solid business plan.
Add 18 cents to the end of it, and you've got a deal. 15 million and 18 cents for 1/3 stake. I'll have my lawyer go and get into it. I haven't asked you. What's the name?
We need a name.
We do.
We live.
We dream.
The money is flowing for now, but so are the problems along with it. By 2019, the consequences of Adam's risky decisions catches up with him. In the emergency board meeting, he tries to dazzle the members with talk of WeWork's success, but they see through his act. They reject his push for an IPO and, after a tense discussion, vote to remove him from the company. Little does Adam know, this is just the beginning of his downfall. On October 9, 2008, Adam and Rebekah got married in a lavish ceremony. Rebekah wears a striking purple dress, and guests keep asking if her famous friend Gwyneth Paltrow will show up. She doesn't. Instead, Rebekah's father gives the newlyweds a $1 million check as a wedding gift, an act that unsettles Adam, who prides himself on being the provider. Even in marriage, Adam can't escape his insecurities.
You got up on the wrong foot.
I can provide for her, Bob. Okay, my company was just valued at $45 million. You never congratulated me on that, by the way.
Can't buy a home with a valuation.
Meanwhile, Adam's business partner Bob warns him that Rysakov's investment might be a scam.
Did he do the thing about the 18 cents?
Yeah, it's a lucky number.
Lucky, yeah. You will be lucky if you get the 18 cents.
The promised millions may never materialize, leaving Adam and Miguel in a tight spot. Undeterred, Adam urges Miguel to pour all his Green Desk earnings into a new venture, WeWork. He also convinces Rebekah to invest her $1 million, much to her father's fury. Rebekah, however, embraces the risk, using her connections to pitch WeWork to influential figures in the entertainment industry. As for WeWork, despite their first office space being barely functional, Adam already dreams bigger. He meets Stavros, an investor for a potential midtown location.
Listen, I understand. I do. My parents, they sacrificed for me. They gave me everything as well. But we owe it to them to make bold, brave decisions.
However, Miguel is horrified by Adam's reckless expansion plans and walks away.
Look, I know you would have tried to talk me out.
Yeah, because we can barely keep this going.
The lease terms? Perfect.
Enough, Adam! Stop it. Stop doing this for once. Just get out of it.
Miguel.
That day, Stavros too has doubts, admitting he signed the lease while drunk and now regrets it. But Adam blackmails him, threatening to ruin his reputation in the tight-knit real estate world if he backs out.
Stavros, what happens when this gets out there?
What do you mean?
That when Stavros Katakis makes a deal, it means nothing. Your business card might say president, but we both know it's all pretend. Mama and Dada, they run the show. Stavros, New York City real estate is a very small pond. If this were to get out there... Good to see you. A new landlord.
As for Rebekah, her efforts land her an acting role, but during a performance, she has a sudden realization. She doesn't want to be an actress. She abandons the stage and joins Adam full-time.
I was never meant to be an actor. Actors are selfish. It's all about me. Look at me. Clap for me. Pay attention to me. Anyway, these are for you. Give them to a worthy student.
With Rebekah now fully committed, Adam rallies his team to renovate their office in just 12 hours for a crucial showcase. The show must go on, even if it's all for show. Against all odds, they pull it off, and the transformed space impresses early visitors. Word spreads, and soon investors are intrigued. Adam's charisma works its magic again, making it seem like WeWork is unstoppable.
I'm looking at a WeWork sign. That's your second location, right?
Second location, very proud second location.
Yeah, it kind of feels a little like you're targeting potential investors here.
And what is the third thing? The future of work, it looks different. There's a new generation out there, and it's big. You understand? And they don't think like their parents, they don't dress like their parents, they don't work like their parents. Why would they want their parents' offices?
By 2012, WeWork appears to be thriving. The offices buzz with energy. Staff meetings, free drinks, and an atmosphere that feels more like a party than a workplace. But beneath the surface, something feels off. The environment is chaotic, almost cult-like, with Adam Neumann at the center acting more like a charismatic leader than a CEO. Employees drink, dance, and celebrate, but professionalism is slipping away. Work hard, party harder. The WeWork way. Adam takes this culture to the extreme by organizing a summer retreat at Lake Requa in New York. He arrives 3 hours late by helicopter with Rebekah, both absorbed in their own self-importance. But Rebekah's mood darkens when she checks her phone. Her father has been calling repeatedly. When she finally returns his call, she learns he's been accused of fraud. He blames his accountant for tax errors, but flashbacks reveal this isn't his first legal trouble.
The unsuspecting victims, defrauded of over $1 million by your company, the American Cancer Research Fund. Mr. Paltrow, you are not being prosecuted personally, but ACRF is pleading guilty to fraud. And in the eyes of this court, you bear responsibility for the actions of your company.
At the retreat, Rebekah gives a speech that shocks the crowd. She declares that a woman's role is to help a man manifest his destiny, a statement that immediately sparks backlash. She meant to inspire, but only managed to offend.
You helped him build the biggest family in the world.
A big part of being a woman is to help men. A big part of being a woman is to help men manifest their calling. That's what I've tried to do with Adam.
Vanessa, WeWork's head of communications, warns that this could damage the company's image. But Adam dismisses her concerns, leaving her to handle the fallout.
I can't even remember what Rebekah said.
Okay, well, the reporter is gonna remember.
Well, he's a style reporter.
I know, but it doesn't matter. You have to set the record straight.
No. Vanessa, my wife doesn't have to do a thing, okay? You're the head of comms. You're the genius. Fix it.
Later, Rebekah, overwhelmed, leaves the party early. Flashbacks reveal her past struggles, including a painful breakup with an ex who abandoned her when she needed support. The next morning, she discovers that women are boycotting her online, criticizing her outdated views. Advisors warn her that millennials won't tolerate such remarks, and WeWork risks losing its core audience.
It could be very damaging to our brand. I mean, do you understand? We can't lose the millennials. We need them.
Why?
Because they work 80 hours a week for free beer and t-shirts. No, that's...
Sorry. This whole thing is ridiculous. I don't...
Ridiculous or not, this is the sort of thing that can gain momentum.
Forced to issue a public apology, Rebekah instead doubles down, accusing her critics of misunderstanding her. This only fuels the fire. Employees speak out about WeWork's toxic culture, excessive drinking, low wages, masked by stock options, and even rumors of an intercourse closet in the office. The backlash grows, and Rebekah becomes the target of anger. Determined to regain control, she ignores Vanessa and takes the microphone again.
The roles we play for each other, the roles we play for ourselves. I said that women had to support men, and I meant it. It's the truth, but it's not the whole truth. The whole truth is that we need to support each other. That can be a man. It could be a woman.
This time, she delivers an inspiring speech about building a better world together. Though she never retracts her earlier statement, the crowd applauds enthusiastically. Vanessa, realizing she's been sidelined, quietly leaves the company. Despite the motivational speeches, WeWork is bleeding money, $1.2 million a day. Yet Adam acts as if nothing is wrong, posing for photo shoots and giving interviews to boost the company's image.
Our mission is to elevate the world's consciousness, period.
And how do you do that?
That's a great question. By living proactively and with purpose, by being a student of life for life, and by doing that, it just
By doing this, we elevate ourselves and then the world.
The world.
At Benchmark Capital, investors grow uneasy. Bruce defends Adam, insisting his vision sets WeWork apart. But the numbers tell a different story. Adam pushes to expand, ignoring financial warnings. When Javi, a concerned executive, confronts him about unsustainable spending, poor work conditions, and skeptical landlords, Adam silences him by doubling his salary.
I've been under a lot of pressure this week. I can't afford to lose you.
Yeah, life's too short, man.
What if I give you a 10% raise? Yeah,
Not worth it.
what if I double your salary? Sit. That is how you do it. If the landlord says no, double the rent. If that doesn't work, double the lease terms. Invite them to discuss it over a meal.
However, soon the losses balloon to nearly $2 million a year, forcing Adam to consider layoffs. He cuts luxuries, but still hunts for new investors. Meanwhile, Rebekah, neglected by Adam, attends a school event alone. There, she meets Alicia Kennedy, a successful businesswoman, and sees an opportunity to step out of Gwyneth Paltrow's shadow. While Rebekah networks, Adam flies to India for Startup India, a conference for entrepreneurs. On stage, he delivers an emotional pitch about WeWork's mission to end loneliness, even using his father as a prop to enhance his story. His performance impresses Masayoshi Son, the billionaire CEO of SoftBank, who agrees to visit WeWork in New York.
We should be 3 times the size of Amazon.
Good. Once you get a sense of accomplishment, growth stops. But Amazon is a tech company. Low cost, infinite potential for expansion.
The potential for expansion with WeWork
is also infinite.
Back home, Adam ignores his children and pitches a new concept: space as a service. But instead of securing funding, he plunges the company deeper into debt, betting everything on son's investment. The financial situation becomes dire. Bruce presents two options: close 12 locations or shut down non-essential operations. But Adam refuses both, insisting on his own path. 4 months pass with no word from son. Desperate, Adam begins layoffs. Miguel, once a loyal business partner, watches helplessly as the company crumbles.
Member acquisition costs for our...
How long do we have?
Well, we're looking at, what do you think, John? I think that
I'll take this one, Geniuses. We're bleeding out, and we need a transfusion of cash stat, or we're gonna flatline. Or we chop off a limb.
How long do we have? Just tell me what year and what quarter.
It's not years, Miguel. We're talking months.
In a final gamble, Adam convinces Alicia to quit her job and join WeWork as chief brand officer.
And that is why I wasn't offering you a job. I'm offering you a mission to reach billions, to create a global community that will bring happiness and connectivity to people around the globe.
A move that angers Rebekah, who sees it as Adam prioritizing himself over her ambitions. Just as tensions peak, Son finally arrives for a tour. Despite WeWork's chaos, he decides to invest, not in the company, but in Adam himself. The deal? A staggering $4.4 billion.
I manifested it. No.
It's a staggering sum, a lifeline that should stabilize everything. But as the money flows in, the cracks only widen. In 2017, Adam Neumann strides into a Chase Bank branch with an audacious request. He wants a new credit card with a $50 million limit. When the teller hesitates, Adam casually suggests they Google his name. The bold move works. He's quickly ushered into a meeting with top executives at JP Morgan. Despite WeWork's precarious finances, Adam's personal net worth lands him in the ultra-high net worth category. Jamie Dimon, the bank's CEO, takes a personal interest, not only approving the card, but doubling the limit to $100 million.
Make me liquid, Jamie. Make me liquid.
Yeah, but a $50 million line of credit. I think you need $100 million.
But what Adam should keep in mind is that the higher they rise, the harder they fall. The facade of success continues. WeWork now spans the globe, but behind the glossy branding, problems fester. Rat infestations, bizarre office layouts, and logistical nightmares. None of this stops Adam from being named to the Time 100 list, cementing his image as a visionary. Inside the company, the frat house culture thrives. Adam roams the halls in a werewolf mask, brushing off competitors who seek partnerships. Rebekah, equally absorbed in their empire, neglects their children as the couple prepares to attend the Time 100 gala.
Did you make Time 100?
No, we did. We made the Time 100. It might be my name in there, but none of this would have been possible without you. None of it.
Thank you. Oh.
I'm sorry you're so late. We're so late.
You've never looked more beautiful.
But the financial reality is dire. After a lackluster investor conference, Miguel delivers sobering news. Masayoshi's son, their biggest backer, may be having doubts.
He never looked at our financials. I bet he invested in our company and never looked at our financials, and now he's disappointed.
To be honest, he didn't invest in the company per se, he invested in me, so yeah.
WeWork's $1.8 billion in revenue is dwarfed by $1.9 billion in losses. Adam waves off the concern with his usual mantra, "We spend to grow." But the cracks are undeniable. When Jamie Dimon calls about trouble in Tokyo, Adam hops on his private jet, scrambling to contain the fallout. Miguel, ever the voice of reason, confronts Adam with the truth. Son expects astronomical returns that WeWork can't possibly deliver.
That's why I'm tense.
Miguel, you missed the zero.
Even loyal Miguel can see the writing on the wall. Still, Adam remains delusional. At SoftBank's headquarters, Sun avoids financial discussions entirely, instead showcasing a new robot, which looks suspiciously like the one from Rocky IV. His advice? Be crazier, aim higher.
It will be as good as half already achieved. Who wins in a fight? The smart guy or the crazy guy?
Adam takes it as a validation, doubling down on reckless expansion. Back at WeWork, Alicia Kennedy arrives as the new chief brand officer, only to find herself sidelined by Rebekah's simmering resentment. Rebekah, feeling increasingly invisible, rejects the company's vague motto, elevating the world's subconscious, calling it meaningless. In a power move, she undermines Alicia, accusing her of misunderstanding WeWork's vision and forcing her out. But Alicia's parting words sting.
It's not Adam that's making you feel small, it's you. You're small. And you're worried that he outshines you because he does. You have no light of your own.
Fighting tears, Rebekah storms into a photo shoot, commandeering the spotlight in a desperate bid to reclaim her place. Adam, meanwhile, plunges ahead with Sun's Think Bigger directive. He announces a year of free memberships, a desperate gambit to dominate the co-working world. The bankers, horrified, see the folly in the plan, but Adam no longer listens to reason.
This is what Masa expects from his investment in us.
This, a crown.
The empire he built on charisma and debt is teetering, and the only question left is how much longer the illusion can hold. After a wild party, Adam and Rebekah lounge on their sofa, admiring a congratulatory note from Masa praising Adam's craziness. They decide to relocate to California, declaring, "WeWork is wherever we are." This leaves Miguel to deal with the furious board as finances spiral further out of control. Rebekah, seeking her own legacy beyond WeWork, pitches a new idea, revolutionizing air travel. Adam, always eager for grand gestures, announces the venture in a television interview, further alarming investors.
You don't think small, do you?
Well, I don't know any other way to think.
Yet, some of the world's greatest companies have stumbled when they've taken their eyes off the ball of their core business.
We don't stumble. We fly.
Did he just pitch a WeWork airline?
Bruce, one of Adam's few remaining allies, warns him that the board is turning against him. He promises support for now, but hints that Adam's time as CEO may be running out. Meanwhile, Rebekah pulls their daughter out of school, claiming she needs an exceptional education. She spins this into a new business venture, WeGrow, an experimental school. But their excitement is short-lived. News breaks that Uber CEO has been ousted, sending a chill down Adam's spine. The next day, Adam arrives at WeWork to find Bruce and Cameron, a no-nonsense British banker, waiting for him. Cameron, now embedded in the office, demands 10 years of financial records. Adam dumps a mountain of paperwork on him, hoping to overwhelm him. Instead, Cameron brings in a team to dissect every transaction. What they find is damning. Adam has secretly invested WeWork funds into Wavegarden, a coffee company, despite leading a shared workspace business. Worse, Adam has lied about profitability while taking the company public. As Cameron digs deeper, Adam flies to Mexico City to open yet another location. On a rooftop, he dramatically declares, "Freedom!" and tells Masa he'll ignore banks, investors, and IPOs to do things his way. Masa smiles, calling it fortitude. But back at headquarters, Cameron is furious. He confronts Adam about WeGrow, accusing him of reckless spending.
What's this?
WeGrow.
We discussed this.
No.
No school.
You discussed it, I listened, and I decided not to take your advice. That's all it is, right?
Adam fires him on the spot, only to learn that Masa now wants full control of WeWork in exchange for a $20 million buyout. Adam refuses, clinging to power. The board, led by Cameron, convenes an emergency meeting. They lay out Adam's failed ventures, reckless spending, and lies, then call for a vote to remove him as CEO. In a tense moment, Adam dares them to vote immediately and narrowly survives.
You don't want me here? Okay. Who is going to run this company? Is it him? Miguel?
Good luck. Find another person who can walk into a room and come out 12 minutes later with $4 billion. I'm a golden goose laying golden eggs, and I'm going to make every single one of you filthy rich, so let's do it. Let's do it.
But his victory is short-lived. The next morning, Adam oversleeps and misses a critical meeting with Abu Dhabi investors. When he finally arrives 45 minutes late, Amu Barat, the lead banker, is livid. He withdraws all funding, triggering a chain reaction. Masa pulls out too. As WeWork's empire crumbles, Adam throws yet another party, oblivious to the disaster he's created. And for all his grand visions, it's impossible to feel sorry for him.
All right, listen up. All right, you beautiful people. I just want to do a toast to 8.9 million square feet.
The king of co-working has finally fallen. The idea of taking WeWork public looms like a storm cloud over Adam Neumann. An IPO could make the company worth billions overnight, but it would also expose every financial secret, every reckless decision to the world. As Adam stands in Google's sleek Silicon Valley headquarters pitching WeWork as a tech company, his presentation falls apart, both literally as his slides malfunction and figuratively as the Google executives see right through his charade.
Why are you coming to us? Why not SoftBank?
SoftBank remains wildly committed.
Adam, sorry. Why not just IPO?
Their advice is blunt. Go public or stop wasting our time. Meanwhile, Rebekah pours her energy into WeGrow, her pet project, a school she claims will nurture children from birth to death into entrepreneurial geniuses. The slogan makes even her staff cringe. But Rebekah, ever the self-styled visionary, clings to it. She reluctantly agrees to a podcast where she chokes up while describing WeGrow as her life's work, oblivious to how self-indulgent she sounds. Back at WeWork, the financial reality is dire, $58 million a week in losses. Adam's advisors, led by his banker Jamie, push him toward an IPO as the only way to save the company. Reluctantly, Adam agrees, comparing WeWork to a unicorn. A rare magical success story. But Rebekah, his longtime partner, is furious. He's been sidelined, her name buried in the fine print while Adam takes all the glory.
We don't. It forever exists.
So this is it. This.
You really think you built this alone? Really? You gave me a theater, you gave me a job, you gave me a school. Well,
At JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs, analysts dig into WeWork's finances, and the numbers don't add up. The company is a financial house of cards propped up by Adam's hype. Still, employees celebrate, convinced they're about to become millionaires. One longtime worker, Mikey, is promised by Adam that his 80,000 shares will be worth $30 million soon. Then comes the S-1 filing, the document meant to woo investors. Instead of sober financials, Adam and Rebekah fill it with self-help jargon and grandiose mission statements. When Cameron, the no-nonsense banker, reads it, he's horrified. "This reads like a children's book," he snaps. The truth finally comes out, and it's ugly. The backlash is instant. Financial blogger Scott Galloway tears the filing apart, exposing WeWork as a financial disaster in the making. The WeWork offices are in chaos. After the disastrous S-1 filing, employees scramble as investors and Wall Street analysts voice their growing doubts. The promised IPO, once a golden ticket, now seems like a pipe dream. Worse, stories of wild company parties and reckless spending spread, further eroding confidence in the business. Adam Neumann shrugs it off as bad press. But Bruce, his longtime ally, delivers a harsh truth. WeWork is about to go public, and the world isn't buying Adam's charm anymore.
You don't resign, I'll break your arm.
Bruce. Your shares will go zero. The $380 million of personal loans that you've taken out against those shares will be called in, and you will be ruined, Adam. But, yeah, you'll still be CEO.
On September 18, 2019, headlines declare that Adam is destroying WeWork. The board of directors meets in an emergency session. Their only option to save the company is to remove him as CEO. The king is about to lose his crown. When Rebekah hears the news, she rallies her lawyers, desperate to stop the coup. She even considers invoking a super vote clause to dismantle the board entirely and replace them with loyalists. But her legal team warns her this would trigger an ugly public battle. When Adam and Rebekah return to the office, the energy has shifted. Employees, once dazzled by promises of wealth, now glare in resentment. The IPO they were counting on is crumbling. Even Bruce, once Adam's staunchest defender, can hide his frustration. Jamie Dimon delivers the final blow. As long as Adam remains CEO, no one will invest. The stock is toxic. That night, Adam meets Miguel in a quiet corner of the office. No parties, no bravado, just two founders facing reality. Miguel, ever the loyal friend, tells Adam he doesn't deserve this downfall. But the kindness in his words pushes Adam to do what once seemed unthinkable. He agrees to step down.
You don't deserve this.
I love you too, Miguel.
What are you gonna do?
The right thing. For once.
The end of an era and the start of the fallout. The news spreads quickly. Meanwhile, in an ironic twist, Adam's assistant B is accepted to Harvard Business School. Her admission essay was about WeWork's failures and how not to run a company. Irony at its finest. Failure becomes her success. Cameron, the new CEO, wastes no time dismantling Adam's legacy.
Adam Neumann. Adam Neumann. He's been called lots of things, hasn't he? What is he, a visionary? Unicorn? Maverick? A magician? And like a magician, he's tried to perform a sleight of hand over the entire financial world.
He orders employees to abandon the lofty mission of elevating the world's consciousness and focus on what WeWork was supposed to be, a practical shared workspace. But the damage is done. The company hemorrhages money locked into expensive leases Adam signed in his reckless expansion. Layoffs aren't even an option. WeWork can't afford severance pay. Investors refuse to pour more money into the sinking ship as long as Adam retains voting control. He plays a dangerous game of chicken with Masayoshi Son, betting that SoftBank's own reputation is tied to WeWork's survival. In the middle of the night, Son calls with an offer. $500 million for Adam's shares.
You're the crazier one. $500 million for you to sell your shares. Adam? Are you still there? Yes. Did you hear my offer? Yes. Well?
Adam refuses, but he negotiates a staggering golden parachute deal. He walks away with a fortune, while SoftBank takes over 80% of the company. Adam has lost the company, but indeed won the lottery.
Yes.
Adam Neumann essentially getting to ride off into the sunset, like you said there, with a golden parachute. This deal includes $975 million for a cap out to buy shares that Neumann owns, $500 million for a loan, and $185 million for a consulting fee.
At the Dead Sea, Rebekah receives unexpected news. Her We Grow education program is approved, but the victory is short-lived. Son calls her with a cryptic question. Who wins in a fight, the smart one or the crazy one? Before she can answer, he delivers the punchline, the one with the money. Then he hangs up, leaving only a threat. Next time we speak, it'll be through lawyers. The ultimate truth, money always wins.
But it's a trick question. It's not the smart one or the crazy one.
Then who?
The one with all the money.
I don't understand. What are you...
You will never get that buyout package. Not a single penny. I will make sure of it.
You and Adam have a deal.
The next time we speak,
Whether through lawyers.
In the end, WeWork does go public, but at a fraction of its former value, worth just $9 billion. The employees who believed in Adam's vision are left with nothing. Adam, however, rides into the sunset with his fortune intact, already eyeing his next venture. The story of WeWork isn't one of innovation or community. It's a cautionary tale of hubris, greed, and the cost of blind ambition.